Hello everyone. In continuation to our series of lectures on retrograde orthography in adult males, wherein I've been talking to you about the visualization of inflammatory urethral structure and what all you should see in those urethograms. In my previous lecture, I talked to you about how to see Leiter's glands and what are the variations that you can get in ureterogram films. In this lecture, I shall be talking to you about the visualization of Cowper's glands and their ducts. If you look at the anatomy of the urethra and the genitalia, that's how the glands, the male accessory glands, are arranged around the urethra. And within this black circle, you will see there are two paired glands which are located in urogenital diaphragm, and then they have rather long duct which traverses parallel to the undersurface of bulbous urethra and then drains into the bulbous urethra. These glands are called bulbourethral glands, and they are also called as Cowper's glands. The Cowper's gland name is more popular. If you were to zoom this area of Cowper's gland and their ducts, that is how it look like. In some patients of inflammatory urethral stricture, you will see an undilated Cowper's duct. But in other patients, you may see it like this. The part of the duct which is just draining into the bulbar urethra, that part is markedly dilated. The rest of the duct looks normal and the gland looks normal. Or you may see this kind of variation where you see a secular dilatation of the duct of the Cowper gland. So you can see either of these three variations in the ureterogram film. Why should the Cowper's gland duct be dilated in inflammatory urethral stricture? That's the point to ponder upon. In some patients, the orifice of the Cowper duct is located proximal to the stricture, such as in this case, the picture showing here, the stricture being shown by black arrows, and you will appreciate that the ductal orifice is well proximal to this stricture. In such patients, when they void, the stricture creates a higher bladder outflow resistance. With the result, bulbar urethra gets dilated, and as a consequence of greater hydrostatic pressure, the urine refluxes into these ducts of Cowper's gland and they get dilated. This is the Cowper gland duct, and that's how it looks after getting dilated. So here it is simple to understand why the Cowper gland duct gets dilated. Here are representatives retrograde urethrograms of inflammatory urethral stricture, where you will see that there is a stricture shown by red arrow here and another red arrow here. So there are two separate patients. Common to them is that their ductal orifice is located proximal to stricture, and you see a thin, irregular, uneven Cowper's gland and their duct. Right? Here is a patient of ureterogram where this is where main stricture is located, but rest of the distal urethra, rest of the pantulus urethra is also showing stricturing, and that's where the Cowper's glands and their duct are visible. The duct is slightly dilated, but if you were to circle this area and zoom it, then you will see properly that the Cowper's gland duct is markedly visible. In another patient's ureterogram who also has inflammatory urethral stricture, and that is where the stricture is located, shown by red arrows, and that's where the Cowper's gland's duct is located, and that's where the Cowper gland is visible. And if you mark this area by black circle and then zoom it, that is how you will be able to appreciate a dilated Cowper's gland duct. In another setting, you will sometimes see in these urethrograms that the orifice of the Cowper's duct is located distal to the stricture, right? Say, as in this picture here, you will see the orifice of the normal duct located distal, and in patients of inflammatory urethral stricture, this gets dilated like this. Now here, what is the reason for its dilatation? In these patients, what actually happens is the mucosa of the urethra gets inflamed, and it is not minor inflammation, but it is a chronic kind of inflammation. And as I showed you in cases of Leiter's glands, that chronic inflammation of the mucosa around the orifice of the Leiter's glands and lacuna urethral can lead to dilatation of the ductal orifice, right? So in a similar fashion, the orifice of the Cowper's gland duct also gets dilated because the fibrotic bands are arranged circumferentially all around the ductal orifice, and when they contract centrifugally, the orifice becomes dilated and becomes spatulous. So that is the reason that you will see in some patients the Cowper gland duct located distal to stricture, and even though it is visible. Now here is a urethrogram of a patient who has inflammatory urethral stricture, and it is here where the stricture is located, and you will see the Cowper gland duct. This is the orifice is located distal to the stricture. If you zoom this encircled area, then you will see it something like this: a dilated duct opening distal to stricture. This is another urethrogram of a patient of inflammatory urethral stricture, where you will see the stricture urethra by the red arrow, and you will see the orifice of the Cowper's gland duct located distal to the stricture. So it's the same situation as before. If you encircle this area and then zoom, you will see the dilated duct and its orifice in relation to stricture more appropriately. And look at this diagram. In this diagram, I have tried to show you the mucosa of the urethra by red outline. In many patients of urethral stricture, this is a normal mucosa. But in patients of chronic inflammatory urethral stricture, the mucosa becomes irregular, uneven, and even polypoidal, as I have shown you in my earlier video where I showed you the morphological changes in the mucosa of the stricture. And these changes in the mucosa are responsible for the dilatation of the orifice of the Cowper's gland duct. And that's why the ducts get dilated like this. Now here is a urethrogram of a patient of inflammatory urethral stricture, and in the area which have been encircled by this black line, and then you zoom this area, you will see a Cowper's gland duct and as well as the Cowper gland. You will also notice that the part of the duct which is just jutting against the urethral wall is more dilated because of the backflow of the contrast. Here, the orifice of the Cowper gland duct is located, there's no stricture, distal to or proximal to, the entire urethra is inflamed. And that is why you are seeing the lacuna urethral, the Leiter's gland, as well as the Cowper's gland. There are other variations, and this is the third variation, where you will see that the orifice of the Cowper's gland duct is opening at the site of the stricture. You saw a situation where the ductal orifice is proximal to stricture. Then you saw a variation where the ductal orifice is distal to stricture. And this is the third variation where you see the orifice located at the site of the stricture. And then it gets dilated like this. Here is a urethrogram of inflammatory urethral stricture where you see a long bulbar stricture and the orifice of the duct is opening at the site of the stricture. That's how is the Cowper's gland and its duct. If you encircle this area by black line and then see it in zoom picture, you will see it more clearly. Now, apart from these three arrangements of the Cowper's gland ductal orifice and three types of the dilatation of the ducts, there are some rare disorders of Cowper duct which sometimes you may see as an independent entity or as a part of the urethral stricture disease, and that's what is called syringocele. Here is a urethrogram where you see a nearly normal urethra, but you will see a dilated outpouching on the undersurface of urethra, and this is nothing but a markedly dilated Cowper's gland duct. And this entity is known as syringocele. This is another case of syringocele, same thing. These patients usually present with post void dribble and some degree of urethral infection because of infection in this duct. So thank you very much for your patient listening of this presentation, which is about the Cowper's gland duct. If you have any question related to this topic, you can post it on my email drdalila24@gmail.com, or if you want to see similar videos on this topic, you can go to my site, the Lila Academy of Urology. Thank you for your time.